Welcome to Verbal Pick Radio, where we give you a verbal image of life, and we are every day. People like to welcome you all to the show. Very interesting topic. There's a lot that's going on with this Amber Guyger case with Batham Jean. I say Jean, but it's Haitian name, Haitian descent. But as you know, on this show, we give you the underlining factors. We expose the hidden hand. We expose things that people don't see, but it's there, hidden in plain sight, right in front of your face. We finna get into it. As you know, the judge, the hugging judge, we know that she's running for a position. So this could be all political of her giving the murderer the hug in the courtroom. But it's actually a little bit more than that. A lot of people are upset, and I can understand why, because they show more sympathy for this murderer than they do any black person. Hell, the black man got 45 years for shooting a police dog. She gets 10 years for murdering a black man. And what they're saying is, even though the judge cried, didn't want her to go to jail for killing a black man, because she's saying, well, hey, what's his nationality? What's his origin? What's his status? Can she go to jail for killing a slave? What is this country becoming? What is this country turning into? The brother of Batham Jean, or Jean, I just want to know, can I hug your neck? Can I hug you? I always want to hug a white person. He goes, gets down, he hugs, he damn near crying. The family, we won't forgive. They got that money, really. Family got paid, and we want to forgive her for killing our brother. We want a peaceful demonstration, because that's what he wanted. No, he wanted a peaceful existence. He wanted to live in peace. Trust me, if you ask him, he'd rather still be on this side. Trust me, he didn't rather say, for you all's benefit, I'll take this murder, I'll take this L, and chop it up to the game, so the city of Dallas can pay my family some money, and they can go around and say, we forgive you, and the judge hugging her neck and this brother. I just want to hug the white woman that killed my brother. It's sad, but it's true. Sad, but it's true. Trust me, I bet you Dessalines and Toussaint rolling over in their grave saying, we didn't fight off the French and Napoleon and Europeans to give Haiti's independence for you all to turn around and do a slave act. You defeated the whole purpose of independence. Now, why? That is the bigger question. What is going on? What was said behind the scene? Why did she give the murderer, and I'm talking about Amber Guyger, why did the judge give her the Bible with the John 3:16? What's going on in the forgiveness? What's going on? Why do you have the slave Negro, which I'll play his sentiments, and I'll play what he said about reparations in just a minute. Why all the slaves popping up? What's going on? Something's happening. Black people are dying. There's injustice. Some blacks are saying we don't want reparations. They're not Now, they don't say anything about the Jews receiving their financial packet due to the Holocaust. But when black people ask for their due justice pertaining to the horrific and the horrible acts of slavery, to be compensated for slave labor wages that was never paid. And if we calculate that up with today's interest, that amount is in the trillions. White people don't say, we thank the slaves for that free labor that allowed us to benefit from in America to make America one of the richest countries ever. We appreciate you all, and it's time that you all get your just due. No. They don't say, hey, my ancestors passed this wealth down to me, i.e., I have a silver spoon in my mouth due to slave labor. I'm enjoying the finest things in life from the revenue which was created from the plantations and my family owned slaves. We're going on 4 generations now. They don't say, I thank you and I like to give back and I like to share. Now, it is true. It's true. It is true. You do have some slave-minded Negroes in 2019. Their job and their goal is, hey, look, if I can find me a nice white family to work for, then when they pass or when they get in a position, they can leave something behind for me that I can inherit from my white employer, that they might give me something better than what I could ever work for or accomplish on my own. And that's the sentiment. That's why you see a lot of young black people. No, I take that back. That's why you see a lot of young slave-minded black people who put their stock, emotions, time, physical labor into a white family, waiting for the day that it trickles down to them. So you'll see them start young. By the time they hit 50 and they realize, hey, wait a minute, they're not giving me anything. On Christmas, I get a little sweater. They send me cards, $20. They're nice to me, but I'm not getting rich by doing this. And so they begin to get bitter, begin to get upset, thinking in their minds that this is still 1950 or 1800 or something, to where their sole survival depends upon trickle-down slave master kindness to his former slave. And it's sad. I mean, but it's like, I don't know. Is it gonna take like Moses? It's gonna take like the elderly has to walk around for like 40 years until they pass out because they don't want to bring that old mindset into the new kingdom. I mean, do we gotta wait till the slave Negroes die off in order for free-minded and free-thinking beings take place? Do we gotta wait 40 more years for that old slave master mentality to die off so everybody can get along and enjoy each other within peace? Because we've been plagued. It's sad, but we're plagued with slave-minded Negroes and slave master mentality white people that is tearing this country apart. No, I take it back. Tearing the world apart, because hell, Batham Jean family comes from Haiti. I guess wherever slavery existed, the remnants will always be slave-minded Negroes. I guess no matter where you're at on the planet, where you go, if it was slavery there, there are going to be some leftover slave-minded Negroes, who stuck in a time warp and who do not want to see progression. That's going to always exist. Well, no, I take that back. It won't always exist, but at the present time, they know that they're losing their stronghold, so they're making one last hard push to bring back the slave mentality with the slave master mentality. And they're trying to keep that dynamic in play, even though it's antiquated and it's played out. That's why you've seen so many people come out against the trial of Amber Guyger in Dallas, the police officer who shot Batham Jean in his apartment while she entered in the wrong apartment. She was on the wrong floor, walked in the wrong door, stepped over the wrong doormat, looked inside the apartment, didn't recognize anything there that was hers, but yet she got 10 years for murdering this young man. Not only did she get 10 years, which was like, because she was facing up to life in prison, but she got 10 years. She got a hug, a crying hug from the judge. She got a Bible from the judge. She got a weird hug from the little brother, Batham John's little brother. Was like, I just want to know if I can hug you. Can I hug your white? Let me hug your white Nick. I mean, it was, oh my God. I was like, dude, man, you better run out of there before the slave catchers come get you. Your cover is blown. You know what I mean? Even the judge. I was like, man, judge, your cover blown. They come to get you. You know what you doing off this plantation of Dredrika Scott? You know, damn, they thought you was free. So we'll search her record and see, has there been any black person that was facing jail time more than 10 years that she gave her Bible to and a crying hug and didn't want to sentence them? You know, wow. I mean, come on. I mean, even white people like, damn, you know, shit. White folk like, damn, what did we do to y'all? Damn, they can't even beat freedom into you. They like, shit. You know, hey, what we put on you all was too strong. We trying to get some of it up off you. You know, they like, damn, hell, somebody walk in and kill one of my kin, I'd be damned if I give them a Bible and a hug. And none of my family members better not go down there and hug the damn killer. That's how white folks saying. They in shock, like, damn, you know, shit. You know, where's your pride? You got any pride? You know, hey, man, you know. And okay, it's true. It's sad, too, though, that conscious black people has to use incidents like this to unify together over common sentiment for freedom and justice. The protesting, the cry out for the everyday systematic racism that so many face and fed up and they don't, and you got to realize a lot of these people don't even know each other. They all just shared the same experience. So one person like, man, you know, I'm standing up. God damn, I'm tired of this shit that happened to me. And he look around, here go another one. Then here come female. There go 3 female. Then go some more brother. There's some more people. Before you know, it's thousands out. And they all talking about their experiences like, God damn, man. It's 2019. And we all got some of the similar experiences and separate incidents. I don't know you, but they did that to you too. Hell, they did that to me. What the... I pay tax, you pay tax. Yeah, you got, hey, man, what's going on? This some bullshit. Who we going to put in office? And you scan your choices, right? You scan your choices. You say, well, goddamn, we can't put the hugging judge in there because, shit, you know, can we trust her? You know, she's hugging the murderer. We might have a chance with that. What about this brother over here? He's running for office. Yeah, but hell, he was the one that said that you know, it was an innocent mistake. We can't put him in office. It's like, wow, man, we rock in a hard place. But then one day, the people will wake up and look around at each other and be like, you know what? Hey, why don't we all get together and we'll back you? Everybody that shared these same sentiments and share the same experiences and have certain injustices invoked upon them, we all right here in the group, why don't we bag one of our own? And let the slave Negroes put one of their own up, and we just run against each other. Why don't we do that? I mean, I think that'll be bad. I mean, because even white people like, damn, shit, they tired of the slave-minded Negro. It's like, come on, man, damn, wake up, come on, fight, fight out of it, wake up. It's crazy. But before we go, though, y'all got to hear this, man. I'm sorry. Y'all got to hear this a little bit. I'm going to put a little bit of slave-minded Negro for you all so you can know what I'm talking about. So you don't think I'm just saying
so. In the belly of a slave ship. He was sold on an auction block in Charleston, South Carolina, to the Burgess plantation. Orphaned by age 8, he was fortunately surrounded by elder slaves who, though physically chained, mentally envisioned themselves as free men. They escaped, taking young Silas with them, making their way to West Texas. Silas worked hard and saved his money. Eventually, he became the owner of 100...
Think about it. Made their way to West Texas. The slave judge, Batham John's brother, the forgiveness, didn't want to sit in jail. We're going to give you the Bible. Then next, lo and behold, wait, this guy Burgess is telling his story about how he doesn't want reparations. Hold on, let's listen a little more.
Of farmland, which he cultivated and paid off within 2 years. I proudly carry the name of my first American ancestor, who, like millions of others drawn or brought to our country, struggled past overwhelming obstacles to live the American dream. Silas founded the first black church, the first black...
Now, mind you, Burgess Owens was an Oakland Raider. We'll get into that a little bit more. We know how they auctioned up some of these football players and treat them. We'll talk about it. Ask Antonio Brown, but come on.
Work I've never done, stripes I've never had, under whip I've never known. These progressives want to give me money I've never earned. The fact that this money will be forcibly taken from others who also dreamed, worked, and sacrificed for it, I'm told is not my concern, but it is. At the core of the reparations movement is a distorted and demeaning view of blacks and whites. It grants superiority to the white race, treating them as an oppressive people too powerful for black Americans to overcome. It brands blacks as hapless victims, devoid of the ability which every other culture possesses to assimilate and to progress. The reparations movement conveniently forgets the 150 years of legal, social, and economic progress obtained by millions of American minorities. It also minimizes the sacrifice of hundreds of thousands of white Americans and a Republican president who gave their lives to eradicate slavery. I think Grandpa Silas would have seen this loss of American lives as payment in full. Every grateful black American, then and now, will feel the same. The reparations movement...
Wait, first, the Civil War was not to eradicate slavery. It was to save the Union. Well documented. The South had the money. North wanted the money. The South was like, we not joining in the Union. The North was like, okay, well, we'll abolish slavery. The South was like, if you try to take away our slaves, then get your guns. The North said, we got our guns, and the war began. Now, I'm not one of the ones who always say, oh, yeah, look at this, look at that. But look, man, the Jewish community received money from America for the Holocaust. You don't see any Jewish person standing up saying, hey, you know what? We shouldn't receive this money for the Holocaust. White and black tax dollars shouldn't go to support Israel from what happened. It's not right. But you will always find a slave Negro to stick a mic in his mouth and start saying what after he benefited. Now look here. You wouldn't even play for the Oakland Raiders if it hadn't been for somebody breaking the racial barrier to get in football. All the pain that they went through to give you a chance. And that happened prior to you going back. Hell, that was what, about 50 years ago, 60 years ago? The hell are you talking about? 150 years ago? Just try to say 60 years ago. They had to fight just to give you an opportunity to play in the NFL. But now, since you use that platform, since you stepped on their shoulders and played in the NFL, now all of a sudden, black folks should forget. See, it's the slave-minded.
Also reinforces a view of racial relationships that undermines America's Judeo-Christian foundation. It defies the ideals of forgiveness and second chances.
And then he said, America's Judeo-Christian foundation. Fool, don't you know that they forced Christianity on slaves? They used that Bible and that cross as a form of oppression for blacks. They taught the preachers through that Bible how to turn the other cheek. Forced them that if you didn't convert to Christianity, we'd kill you. Unless he's just totally ignorant of history. I don't know, but it's absurd. I mean, who put him up to even say this without giving him facts? You're not doing anybody any favors or something is wrong. But hold on, we'll continue. I'm just saying, man.
Proponents of individual accountability. Proponents of reparations believe that black Americans are incapable of carrying their own burdens, while white Americans must bear the sins of those who came before them. Proponents do not take into account the majority of white Americans who never owned slaves, who fought to end slavery, or who came to America long after it was ended. This divisive message marks the black race as forever broken, a people whose healing can only come through the guilt, pity, and benevolence of whites. Tragically, we now see this playing out on our college campuses. As young white Americans acknowledge their skin color as a privilege, young black Americans with no apparent shame accept their skin color as one that automatically confers victim status. In doing so, they seem unaware that this perception of blacks was shared by the 1960s Southern white supremacists of my youth. Those who seek reparations have accepted the theory that skin color alone is capable of making one race superior to the other, that with no additional effort, values, or personal initiative, white Americans will succeed while black Americans will fail. At its very core, this represents the condescending evil of racism. It certainly does not represent black America's potential. 40% of black households today live the middle-class American dream. There are thousands of black Americans.
Now, is he saying that when they did the police investigation in Philadelphia, Ferguson, where they showed racism at the core and how disproportionate of blacks were stopped, had warrants due to traffic tickets, exorbitant amount of fines, all the injustice that was taking place. He's saying that all of the things that was uncovered and discovered, all of that was just made up. It was just rhetoric. It didn't happen. It wasn't true. No, there was no racist police department on the force. No, they wasn't on Facebook saying racial epithets and having images of nooses and whatnot. No, come on. None of that didn't happen. Come on, it's all in black folks' mind. No, what are you saying? No, it was white folks didn't have a law that didn't allow blacks to read or write. That everything black, that when they ended slavery, blacks were at a disadvantage and they had to get creative just in order to survive. No, come on. He's saying that didn't happen. I mean, what is going on? What is actually going on?
Americans among our nation's top 1% of income earners, doctors, lawyers, engineers, and professors, not to mention music, TV, film, and sports stars. Many of our society's most revered and celebrated citizens are black. The journeys of these Americans to wealth and prominence vary, like those of their white counterparts. But many benefited from having ancestors, like Grandpa Salas, who embraced the opportunities their country provided and who left behind a legacy of proud, productive, patriotic, and successful families. Why should white Americans, my neighbors, friends, and fellow citizens, owe me anything? If Grandpa Salas were here, I'm certain his message to everyone, whether black or white, would simply be this: good character cannot be bought by bribery. I'm Burgess Owens for Prager University. Thank you for watching this video. To help keep PragerU videos free, please consider making a tax-deductible donation.
Look, he lobbied for that money. But Grandpa Silas would have been like, look, man. They called me every name in the book. I didn't get my just due as a man. You, grandson, have to understand one thing in white America. First, they not giving you nothing. Everything that comes to you, you're going to have to earn it. Reparations was earned like they did when they did the Japanese in internment camps. They got money. The Jews got money. But as you will always find a Negro that will come publicly and say, we don't deserve nothing. Meaning that it's their passion. They feel good by serving white people. That's the slave mind. That judge, she felt good because in her mind, maybe they think that Jesus actually is white, and if they helping a white person, they helping Jesus, so they helping their way into heaven. And that is not true. It don't happen like that. But it seems like that's the narrative. You see it all the time. You know, you can spot a slave-minded Negro a mile away. I'm saying, look, put a whole bunch of slave-minded Negro. You all seen it. Sunday, all black folks at church, right? Gossiping about each other, fighting, sleeping with each other's spouses, and talking to each other business and so on. So, cookouts, and they serving food and arguing over who cooked the best food, who made the best cake, whatnot. Okay, cool. Following Sunday, a political election is being held, so some of the white politicians who running for any particular office shows up at the church, and everybody on their best behavior. It's quiet. The pastor will even give y'all a heads up, don't embarrass me in front of these white folks. They come to church. Everybody smiling. It's like you put yourself in a position of slavery. Dred Scott, you saying you free, but yet you don't act free. Then you wonder why you treated a certain way. It's because you're not, it's like you saying, hey, my actions is saying this is how I want you to treat me, but my words are saying give me freedom. You're confusing the narrative. That's all I'm saying. Slave-minded Negroes is confusing the narrative. It's like Steven on Django. Y'all confusing the narrative. Do you want to be free or you don't want to? You can't, you can't hold someone else up higher than you hold yourself up. That makes you a slave because you putting someone else above you. When the Creator created you, that's the point. You're not fighting for yourself. to be free, to be upright, to get what's due to you from being mistreated. You're not fighting for justice. You fighting to hold the image of white superiority that was established through slavery. When white people are even tired of carrying that burden, you won't let them rest. You keep pushing them out there, and they're saying, look, man, I don't want to be your master no more, man. I'm broke and I don't have no money. Life is kicking my ass. And you keep pushing me out there, hollering about be the master. You know, white folks like, damn, slave, can you take the lead for a minute? You know, pull the slave clothes off. Go throw you on the suit and get out there and be proud to be black. We don't have nothing else for you. I'm sorry. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, the stuff I'm seeing today, from the Amber Guyger case with Bathum Jean in Dallas, the judge hugging her, the brother want a hug, the family members, they crying, giving her a Bible, didn't want her to do the 10 years. She was up for life. She probably wouldn't even do the 10. And the brother shot a police dog at 45 years. And then Burgess Owens, ex-Oakland Raider, come out and say black folks shouldn't get reparations. Oh, man. Hey, only in America. Only in America. Verbal Pick Radio, we're out.